To get us started, I'd like to introduce Mr. Eddie Yue, Chief Executive of the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. He's going to be making some welcome remarks to kick off our conference. So please join me in giving him a warm welcome.
Good morning, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to this conference, which is jointly organized by the BIS and the HKMA. And I would like to especially welcome our friends from all over the world. Many of them are coming in the first time in over 3 years. And central bankers, regulators, and also banks who come here for this conference. And I know that my fellow colleagues my fellow regulators have already been here for a few days to attend the Basel Committee meeting to discuss policy of interest to the regulatory community. And we're very honored to have the opportunity to host this Basel Committee meeting, which is actually the first physical meeting held outside of Basel after COVID 3 years ago. And I hope that you will, apart from the official business, attending the committee meetings, coming to this conference, you will have some time to go around Hong Kong, feel the vibrancy here, enjoy the food here. It's a very vibrant week in Hong Kong this week. It's very Basel related. Not only the Basel Committee, but also Art Basel is being held here. And we've got other art fairs, auctions. It's what they call the Art Week. So go around some of the art museums. They've got special exhibitions for you. And I hope that you will enjoy your stay here. And today's event is the first international financial regulatory conference after all the social distancing measures have been lifted in Hong Kong. And now travel between Hong Kong and the mainland is also back to normal. And everything is now business as usual in Hong Kong, back to where things were before the pandemic. So, and nothing beats experiencing Hong Kong for yourself. And this conference will be a very good opportunity for all our friends from around the world to really personally experience that Hong Kong is now back. And this conference is also very significant because this year marks, as some of you know, the 30th anniversary of the HKMA. And not only that, it's also 25 years since the BIS representative for Asia and Pacific was established in Hong Kong back in 1998. And throughout all these 25 years, the HKMA has been supporting the BIS efforts to foster dialogue and collaboration among the central banks and monetary authorities in the region. And we are very honored to also be co-organizing this event with the BIS in this very special year for both institutions. Well, in Chinese teaching of Confucius, reaching 30 years old is quite an important milestone. There's a saying in 論語, the analyst of Confucius, it says, 30而立, meaning that 30 is the age where someone can finally stand on his or her own feet. And as the HKM is celebrating our 30th anniversary, I thought it's a great time to just look back a little on our journey and reflect on the important milestones that we've gone through over the past 3 decades. Just like any other central banks, HKMA has a financial stability mandate. Our job is to avoid crisis as far as possible and to deal with the ones that do happen and mitigate their impact on the financial system. And the last 30 years, we've weathered many crises, many challenges, but we learned lessons from each one and we became more resilient and adaptable. And in particular, of course, the 2 events that are most unforgettable has to be the Asian financial crisis in '97 and then the global financial crisis in 2008, especially the last one. And the 2008 crisis revealed inherent weaknesses in the global financial system. In order to address the shortcomings in the banking system, the Basel Committee over the years has been pivotal in driving a series of regulatory reforms, and most notably, as you all know, the Basel III framework, which aims to strengthen the bank's capital and liquidity requirements and also keep leverage at safe levels at all times. The HKMA has been playing a very active part in the formulation and implementation of these new standards. And these reforms proved to be crucial in ensuring the resilience of the global banking system during the pandemic. A lot has been achieved, but much remains to be done. And our experience accumulated over the last 30 years has laid a very strong foundation for us to brace for what's to happen. And to stay ahead of the curve, we have to constantly identify where risk could be coming from in order to better equip ourselves for potential cracks in the financial system. As I mentioned earlier, since the global financial crisis, regulations on the banking sector have been strengthened significantly. But for a very, very long period of time, global interest rates has been kept at a very low level. But the monetary environment has changed very significantly over just 1 year. And when we saw major central banks around the world simultaneously raising interest rates at an unprecedented pace in order to curb inflation, and that abrupt tightening of monetary conditions will be a real test of the resilience of the global financial market and banking system. In fact, the first cracks have started to surface in some US regional banks in just the last 2 weeks, and the fallout has put pressure on market confidence, and that has spread across the Atlantic to Europe, resulting in one of the oldest Swiss banks being taken over. Things are moving very fast, and we have to stay alert and just need to be very well prepared. But in addition to these latest developments, there are 2 areas that I think we should watch out for. The first is non-bank financial intermediation, which are playing an increasing role in providing funding to the real economy. The market incidents in the last few years, whether you're talking about Archegos, LDI in the UK, the nickel market, etc., have reminded us that the build-up of leverage and liquidity imbalances in non-bank entities can amplify volatilities in the wider financial system in a very quick way. It's therefore important to strengthen the resilience of non-bank financial institutions and reduce their procyclicality in times of system-wide stress. The other area to watch out for is crypto assets. Technological advancement has been a game changer for the financial world. Financial institutions are seeking to embrace new technologies in order to stay relevant. But sometimes financial innovations will also bring challenges to market players and also regulators. Recent events in relation to crypto assets serve as a wake-up call that the linkages between the financial system and the crypto space are already very intertwined, and those interconnectedness may even grow further in future. And these events underline the importance of reflecting on what more can be done to fill the gaps so that the associated risk will not be propagated to the broader financial system, and ultimately the real economy as well. And in that process, it will be crucial for central bankers and regulators around the world to work collectively on coordinated policy response for implementation in individual jurisdictions. What also matters is to make sure that we have a full set of tools at our disposal. And these include, of course, micro-prudential instruments focusing on individual institutions, but also we need to have macro-prudential tools for the stability of the financial system as a whole. Currently, the high interest rate is not the only challenge that's facing global economy. Economic growth is also slowing, and inflation remains high. We can expect that the macro-prudential tools will play an increasing role in supporting the real economy and also financial stability. The BIS and the Basel Committee are very useful platforms that foster communication and coordinate policy responses among the central banks and also the regulatory authorities. We at the HKMA will build on our experience and continue to participate actively in the work of these international forums to make our contribution to global financial stability. And that is where today's conference comes in. Carrying the theme of future-proof supervision for an innovative banking world, this joint conference with the BIS brings together great speakers from the regulatory community and the financial industry to share their insights and experience on how to better prepare for the future. In particular, we're very happy that our good friend, Governor Pablo Hernandez de Cos, the chair of the Basel Committee, will give a keynote speech on how macro-prudential tools can complement micro-prudential supervision to strengthen financial stability. And we've got other great speakers to talk about how to make the banking system more resilient amid the fast-changing financial landscape. And then we will have the fireside chat during lunchtime to discuss the lessons learned from the recent crypto incidents and also explore the future of the crypto market. And the speakers today are all very experienced in their fields, and I'm sure that the thoughts and ideas exchanged today will leave every one of us more informed and better prepared. Again, I'm very grateful for all of you for coming in here. As a final note, I'll just say that this conference is only the start of a series of celebration events for the HKMA, HKMA's 30th anniversary. And there will be more international events that will be held and organized by the HKMA this year to showcase that Hong Kong is really back. And many more are in the pipeline, and we will announce them in the coming weeks. And do stay tuned, and I hope that all of you can come in for those new additional international events that we will be hosting towards the second half of this year. Thank you very much.